Hey there, anime fan. Today I'm looking at Sailor Moon Crystal, Episode 5. The show begins with Usagi trying to cross the street against the light. Fortunately, mere seconds before humanity's only hope of victory against the Negaverse gets turned into sidewalk pizza by a random sedan, she gets her bum pulled out of the fire. By her school's new exchange student, Makoto, aka Lita, aka Sailor Jupiter, the tank of the Inner Guardians. Serena's quite taken with her new friend.
But no one else is.
Yeah, Lita has the whole school a little intimidated. But there's also a weird rumor floating around about a cursed bridal shop that makes grooms disappear.
Yeah, typically cold feet will do the same thing.
Apparently, the game this time is Nephlite has animated a store mannequin, and is having it drain hapless dudes of their life force or turn them into energy vampire minions. And one of those is after Makoto right now. But Tuxedo Mask is on the case. He breaks into Usagi's room while she's sleeping, and gets her for the battle.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
The whole team arrives just in time to do some verbal jousting with Nephlite, and Mars blocks an evil incoming storm of petals with a wall of explosions. Dude, that was totally awesome. Then, at long last, Lita gets her transformation pen, and becomes Sailor Jupiter. She then curb stomps the bride of Nephlite, with a storm of deadly rose petals and lightning bolts. And the episode ends with Luna forking over the moon crescent wand. You know, these things are getting better. Meatball Head is still dumb as a sack of hammers, but it feels like her heart is definitely in the right place. She tries to make friends with someone who's being ostracized for no real reason, and you definitely feel bad for Lita. We finally get to see that her old boyfriend that she's always going on about was kind of an hole. Meanwhile, at the Dark Kingdom, we get some nebulous references to Queen Metalia, and the fact that she needs human energy. Also, we're definitely seeing Nephlite taking up the reins as lead henchman, at least for now. And I guess I find that a little odd because Jedi hasn't been retired yet.
As in permanently retired.
This new plan of his is okay, but it definitely feels like something Jedi would do. I liked Nephlite's tactics more in the original anime, where he would choose a target carefully and wait for the right time to strike. Now let's talk about the action scene. The fights in Sailor Moon Crystal are steadily improving. With more Senshi on the field, the odds of someone actually doing something are increased. But still, the whole team isn't what I'd call in high gear. Sailor Moon and Sailor Mercury are both next to useless in this fight. Moony just gives her usual speech, and Mercury just sorta stands there.
Maybe next time the Dark Kingdom will have the decency to peg their schemes on something computer-related.
Powers-wise, Jupiter does not disappoint. First off, she can summon a storm of razor-sharp rose petals.
Wait, she actually uses her plant powers?
Freaking finally! And then she one-shots the monster to death with a thunderbolt, which was awesome. And she was kind of a cool monster too. She reminded me of one of those drowning Doom brides, crossed with any random scary mannequin. Oh, and there was this one scene with Arcade Allen stepping outside to see a scary mannequin just appear across the street, and he just sort of stares at it for a second, long enough for it to cast Dominate Person on him. That is not the proper response to seeing a spooky mannequin just appear in front of you. The proper response is... You know, I'm gonna be charitable and assume that Sailor Jaywalker was a joke. But boy, was Usagi annoying in this episode. She acts ditzy, she begs for food from Jupiter, like a lost puppy. I mean, come on, Serena. Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in Sailor Moon Crystal, Episode 5. On the good side, Sailor Jupiter is the bomb, with thunderbolts and actually using her plant powers. The Yoma was fairly spooky this time, and Sailor Mars gets to blow stuff up, which is neat. On the other hand, Nephlite isn't quite on his game, with sort of a lackluster plan to just jump random dudes around town and steal their energy, and he's not the only one who didn't bring their A-game. Sailor Mercury could have just stayed home for all that she added, and Sailor Moon was particularly irritating. So not a spectacular episode, but still an improvement. So I'm gonna split hairs and give Sailor Moon Crystal Episode 5 a 3.75 out of 5. If you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913. Or find me on Facebook and DeviantArt for video updates and more. Thanks for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.